locked in a cage. Ink on my fingers smudged like my past. Chasing the petals, the stories won't last. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's make a deal. Trade my soul for a color that's real. Why not? Why not? This paper's cold. Every issue a story that's gotta be told.
Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's what not, why not time. Everybody ready to get started? I just barely made it back. I just got back about 15 minutes ago off the water. Got some walleye. Um, I'm gonna have a good time. Uh, but we've got some people backstage. We're bringing them in. First up, we've got Richard Soder.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here.
When he starts to speak, one shot man, and the room goes wet. Spank man, make him stand back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Get ready for Spank Man.
Spank time.
It is that like Morbin time? It's spanking time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, all right. Next we've got another member of the NWO. It is Flatter Santa's arch nemesis. In the last cast, he is here. He's ready to go head to head. It is Punisher Ryder.
P. Ryder has arrived, and hello, my fellow NWO brother. Good to be with you again.
This place sucks!
No! No!
I think it's about time Castle Grayskull had a makeover! Why don't we start with a tampon machine?
No!
And we also have the what not, why not accountant. She is ready. She's almost done and gone through all of her comics. It is Skip and Stowe.
Hi, guys. I love.
Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise. Bud. Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise. Bud. Bud. Wise.
You know why frogs are always so happy?
The last one is like a question. Really?
Because they can lick their own balls?
No, because they can eat whatever bugs them.
And our final, well, we've got some one other panelist coming in a little bit late, but we also have the other Canadian treasure. We might not have won our game on the World Cup, but he still is the best Canadian on this panel. It is Alien Warrior 75.
Hey guys, this is the best opening ever. Thanks for having me.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in
Oh.
I want to see you do that dance so bad.
You better video that.
Video clip done. Uploaded to YouTube, to Instagram, to all the platforms.
Oh. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna start with our the topic that we always do every single week. And because we're a little bit smaller group this week, we're going to be able to do both. So we're going to have a little good versus bad. I'd like to see. We're going to go around the horn, say the good and the bad that you saw this week on Whatnot. So, Mr. Soda Pop Comics, start us off.
Good. I will say I've seen a lot of really, really, really good deals this week. Things are going really cheap. Bad. I've seen a lot of really, really good deals this week and things going cheap. Just new sellers not understanding that they don't have to sell things super cheap to get themselves going. It's I mean, I'll take advantage of, when I can get something, but I usually tip, when I get something a little too cheap. But just new sellers giving out their product. Just, it's not a good thing.
Okay. Well, point me in the direction of the really good deals. That's what I always have to say. Mr. Punisher Rider, you're good versus bad.
I'm going to say I'm not going to do a good. I'm going to do two bads. All right. So the first bad I seen was actually just happened no less than an hour ago. I was with a seller that I know I have helped mod in the past, and they weren't found in the comic stream. You go to Hit All Comics, 3 people went found. They barely had anybody in their room. They couldn't be found. So we went, Whatnot separated them and put them in modern comics only. So then if you only click on modern, that's the only way you could find them instead of all comics. Is that possibly happening to a bunch of other sellers? There's something wrong with the algorithm, something wrong with the app. This is something you might want to keep an eye on, because a lot of us, when we go in, we hit all. So that's something bad that's going on Whatnot. The other bad is, this is something for new sellers, and this is strictly, or even sellers that are experienced or whatever. You own everything inside your 4 walls. You sit there and you look like in your mama's basement and you haven't moved in 30 years, and you're sitting there and your dirty clothes are on the floor and you're trying to sell books and your camera's moving around, your books are all bullshit stacked up. Don't plan on selling much. Or shows that you're not even showing anything. Go to all the other sellers. Doesn't matter if they're struggling. The sellers that are literally trying. And I heard a lot of whining this week. Oh man, it's so tough here. It's so tough. Maybe it's so tough because you're not even putting out an effort. I guess maybe you still sucking on some titty somewhere and it ain't working for you. So that's my bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yep. And I think that ties in a little bit with we were talking about, Punisher, about the blocking, about why you filter down.
Yeah, and since we only have 5 panelists, me and Santa had a conversation, and I'll throw this in real quick because it's not one of our topics tonight. Santa brought up a really good point about, if you want to eliminate these junk sellers that are basically just wasting your space and you trying to go around the app, just block them. Then all of a sudden, yeah, you might be missing that one person sale or something like that, but have they really came in your room before? Block them, and then you're going to eliminate all the nonsense buyers and actually put the buyers you want to go to, and would not have to search 800 freaking people to find what you're looking for.
Oh yeah, I do that. I mean, in other categories, I do that.
It works. The only drawback is when you block them, they can't come into your room.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just, I'm just for the new sellers. I'm just making them.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
we're just having a conversation here. If you want to do it, that's fine. We're not telling you that this is the way to do it, because each one of us sell differently. And there's no right single way to do it. But what I'm saying is, you're sitting there. This is nothing like any business or anywhere else. if you're going to a place and the place looks like a shithole, you're probably not going to go spend your money there. Are you going to go to a restaurant that looks like it's ran down and flies and, shit all over the place and go eat in there? You going to trust that food? No. Why would I trust your room when your comic books are spread all over? You got them stacked a mile high. You got, looks like yesterday's underwear sitting, if that was yesterday, it might have been your week's. And you're sitting there and I don't know. It's like,
That's disgusting.
it is. And I'm sorry. Or if you're trying to be like, I saw other people, it's just like, what are you going to give me for it? What are you going to give me for it? I'm like, don't you know what you want to sell the book for? Like, this is an auction site. If you want to get a certain price, put it in to buy it now. Like, a lot of us here that are buying and are going to be having the money don't want to buy your shit if it's I don't care what you have. Honestly, if I feel like it's shady, you ain't getting my money.
Yep. Well, it's no different than a comic store, right? There's good comic stores that are nice and clean and proper and easy to find stuff, and then there's the garbage comic stores that are run down. It looks like the carpet hasn't been cleaned in 15
Ever.
years, and yeah, it is what it is. But
Well, I think we have a big problem right now, and to be honest, and I don't mean to be taking over, and I don't plan on doing it all night, but I think the problem is right now with Whatnot. We talked about this the last couple of weeks. eBay is run like a business. You get on, you have certain standards, certain regulations you got to follow. Whatnot, it's like, hey, let's hang out and party, or let's run a business, and then you get a mixture of everything in between. It's like the insane asylum running wild.
Welcome to my life.
it's some of those. All right, Skipping. Let's hear your good and bad.
Well, it is a bad, but it was kind of entertaining for me. I found Punisher's peck in your face guy from last week. And yeah, that was bad to watch. I mean, it was funny to watch, but it was bad to watch. But I'm surprised you didn't mention it, Punisher. But one of the bad things was when you came in the room and told me about your bad incident when I saw that you had gotten a book and that was bad, that it came in bad. So that kind of broke my heart for you.
Let me speak up on that. I want to tell you, this is a premier seller, a good seller. This seller, he went up and beyond to apologize. He went,
good.
and this isn't some seller. Now, let me tell you this situation. I got a book. What happened? Let me just give you a quick story. I got a book. It was supposedly mid to high grade pre-code. When I got it, the spine was completely split down the middle and it was completely detached. I contacted Whatnot, went through Whatnot, sent it back return. No big deal. Whatever. I was more disappointed because I got it at a great price. The seller did reach out to me. We had a conversation. He was totally like, couldn't believe it. Like, he was devastated. And I said, listen, I'm not going to bash you, dude, because you know what? Your character shows me that you care and you were willing to go above and beyond to fix it. I just went through Whatnot to get my money back, and stuff like that. But dude, I appreciate your character, and that's why I'm not going to bring your name or anything up about it. So I'm going to give props and that's how you should be handling situations like that.
See, I think that's important to say, though, Punisher. I think, because sometimes shit happens, right?
But I was upset, though.
And yeah, I was upset for you. But I'm glad it turned out on a better ending, right? Despite the fact you didn't get the book that you was hoping, but I'm glad that it turned out better, right? So back to what the good and bad is. Good for me is I really haven't spent a lot of time in the shows, but I did pop into like Rick's show yesterday. I was traveling, so I couldn't really chat much, but I was listening, and I discovered a new book. It was very interesting, and I think that's the good part. And it wasn't particular that book or that experience, but like with bragging rights, sometimes we get exposed to things that we never would have seen or even had come across us, have never known about. And just by sitting in someone's room, observing and taking in. And I think that's the good part. So that's my good and bad.
Nice. Mr. Alien, let's hear your good and bad for this week.
All right. Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm coming okay through.
Yep.
Um,
Loud and clear.
my bad. Okay. Great. Good. My bad, I think, is probably also my good. Paradoxically, I think the bad is that Whatnot is still a very buggy system, and we have issues here and there. I was looking through the Whatnot status updates, that status page, and there have been outages. There have been this and that going on, and my good as well as my bad, as I said, is I liked being there for Flat Earth, because he reached out to me and he's like, listen, dude, what's going on? I can't see that I can't sell this item. It looks like it's not available. And he showed me a screenshot and we talked it over. And the coolest thing is that turns out, obviously, it was a Whatnot issue. But what I liked about it was that you reached out to me and I appreciated that. And I just want to say thank you. And even if we weren't able to figure it out, I liked being, I just want to share that respect back to you. So thanks very much, Flat Earth Santa. And my other bad one was I wanted to take advantage of the 0% commission last Friday, but I got sick, so I canceled my show. But anyway, I'm glad to be here today, guys.
I hope you're
Nice.
feeling better.
Well, I can give you a little bit of good news. I wasn't going
All right.
to say this till later, but the Canadian June 28th through July 4th,
Yes.
that week for June for Canada Day weekend, we have 0% commission. So we don't.
Right on.
So you may
That's
have lost it. We've got it next week. So
nice
that's
tease
really
for later, Flat Earth. I'll have an announcement on that near the end.
cool.
All right.
Nice. My good and bad. Yeah, we talked about it. I talked about it with you, Alien. I talked about it with Punisher. I was getting a whole bunch of people to try to figure out what a bunch of different people seeing whether they could buy or not buy. And yeah, it's Whatnot's kind of, I don't like, we're getting screwed as Canadians. But it is what it is. Just deal with it and move on.
It's okay to blame Canada, dude.
Yeah, well, trust me. On a side note, I got a nice little piece of notification in the mail today. Actually, no, sorry, it was yesterday. Because I'm going through to become American. We've been going through. I got a nice little letter from CRA Canada or whatever.
They're like traitor.
Or
no,
taxes.
no, the exit tax.
No,
They're like, yes,
that is so bad.
Yes,
Oh my
what
God.
they do is that the Canadian government thinks because you're leaving Canada, you are going to sell everything that you own. So they tax you on that income. Even if you don't sell it, they still tax you on it.
It's on your wealth, isn't it? Like, it's worse than that, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
It's
that's correct. It's
basically
on your wealth. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so
It's unreal,
I got that.
unconstitutional, and I've heard economists talk about exit taxes before, and there's no real limit. They could just raise it to 500,000 maybe if they wanted. Like,
Yep.
make it out of reach, and then it's an open air prison for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my double bad. So there you go. But I wasn't going to even talk about that. But the good that I saw, there was some cool shows this week. uh, that you could have got good deals. Unfortunately, I didn't. Um, just because it wasn't stuff I was really that interested in, but there was some cool stuff in there. So, as Rick said, it's there's deals to be had, but it just that's kind of a good and a bad. So if you're a buyer, great. If you're a seller, maybe not so great. So either way, that's the good and the bad for this week. Let's move into topic number one. And we've touched on this before, but I really want to focus on this because um, it got brought up with Punishers. Um, book that he had a problem with. It's processing your inventory and getting it ready for a show. I want everyone's opinion or their process of how they um, process their books, like from beginning to end. And maybe there's some cool techniques in there that will make it down to some of the new sellers, and maybe some ideas that someone has that someone else didn't think of. So let's go with skipping stones number one. What do
Okay,
you do to process your stuff?
nothing. But I don't advise that. I grab out of a box. A lot of my inventory is new, and my situation, as many of you know, is very unique. I'm liquidating an estate, and I should probably treat it more like a business. But I'm in the mindset that I'm just liquidating the estate and giving back to the community, saving the items from the dump. However, I do want to say, if I was treating this as a business, and I was, I would go through the inventory, categorize it, catalog it in a way where all my inventory was in order. I would, if it was a used book and not the new old stock like I have, I would go through the books and identify the flaws more, and maximize my profits out of it. I would probably do more like what Rick does and get stuff listed and treat it as such. And I think that if you're serious and you want to be taken seriously, that's some of the stuff you should do. Now, I hope people don't take me not serious because I don't do it, but understand where I'm coming from in my approach on selling this inventory that is that of my family's estate. And in some aspects, I kind of regret not doing that from the beginning, but I also didn't want to be the third generation to die with these books. And so I was kind of pushing myself to hopefully get it done in 6 months. And here we are at over a year, and I've still am looking at a wall of books, and I'm hoping that, and I'm not going to be done this month as much as I thought I would, but I certainly do think that I'm not very far from exiting the comics and being fully into the cards, and then hopefully moving on to records and other things that I need to liquidate. So develop an inventory management system. Go through the books, put everything in new bags, boards, and all that stuff. Highly suggested way to do it. I see other people that have bought my books and they still got my stickers on them. They haven't changed the bags, and my bags are freaking nasty. I mean, they're 30, 40 years old, and have a layer of dust on them. And while that's the reason why I don't do that is so I can offer the best deal possible to the person. But if you're buying my books, change the bags, put boards on them, get my stickers off of them, process them as you should by reviewing the pages. And the new old stock isn't, I don't think, as important to go through each page, but there might be one in there I missed, and it might not have the value stamp or something like that. And if it is one of those, and I certainly wouldn't have done it on purpose, but everything, I am human, and mistakes could and may have happened. I don't know if they have or not. I haven't been notified as such, but with that being said, if you want it to be a business, treat it like a business. And a business does quality control. They do inventory management, and then they, list and promote their items to sell their items, and do that. Don't do what I've done. Do what I say, not what I do. Just kidding. Seriously though. Anyway, that's my suggestion on that. And then of course I like it when people that do that have their notes on the back. They've looked up the value of them. They know their inventory. They know the market, and they don't. I mean, they may start lower, but they are able to inform the buyers of, this is a key, or this is what's good about this book. This is the artists, the authors, and all those details. I think the research of the book is a highly valuable aspect of selling the book, and you will get more money out of it. And you'll have happier customers at the end.
Definitely. Okay, Mr. Rick, you process ones every single week. You've turned this into a full-time business, so let's hear your process.
First, I process them in as I can, just into my inventory system. I determine what I'm going to run for a show. I pull those books, and then I just go through the monotonous process of opening each book again, double checking everything, looking them up, writing down anything as I begin the listing process on Whatnot, looking up any keys, any significant artist, just anything, the date, anything that's going to be relevant to what a specific buyer might be looking for. One of the things I also do, and this is just because I want everybody to appreciate my shows, I build my inventory for my shows in a manner of multiple price points. My Sunday shows, everything starts at $1, regardless if it's a $3 book or a $500 book. One of the things, like Skippin says, that helps me maximize my profits is I do list all the relevant details out. One of the other things I do is I try to build it out far enough in advance to where people have eyes on it over the course of a couple weeks to a month. That with the more eyes on it and the more information that's on there, they can do their own research, figure out what price point they're willing to pay for something that they can look at on the picture, and go from there. All these things are part of the inventory process as you're putting it into the Whatnot for the show. I couldn't do it any other way. It's when I have tried it, it's not as successful. I definitely don't make as much money, like by significant margins. That's about sums it up. It's a tedious process, but it's well worth the effort due to the financial gains that you can get.
Really nice. All right. Mr. Alien, you do it as well. I'd like to hear your process.
Cool. Guys, I've been collecting almost 40 years now. And so
damn, you're
whether
old.
I've acquired a book through
Just
eBay
kidding.
or an old store. Yeah. And whether I've got it or I just said trading, collecting life. And it's kind of funny, Skipping, because my whole bien d'etre is basically to kind of avoid putting my daughter in a situation much like you, where she doesn't know what the heck all this crap is. I'm a first generation collector in that regard. And so my whole, like I said, my whole thing is just to basically be able to bequeath my business to my family, given to my daughter. And to that end, they know nothing about this stuff. I've created organized structure, a business structure, key business, our sales tactics, our style, how honest you have to be when we're listing a book. So all these things that you kind of just get it through experience, I have to kind of somehow teach my family all of this. And the way I've done it is kind of been on Whatnot, but leaving notes and documents for them to read. But again, with respect to the processing of it, guys, whether I collected it myself or I got it in a box or a collection, I scrutinize every book. I check the year's publisher type. Is it Marble, what have you? The year, the printing number. Is it a first printing, second, and so on? As a variant cover, kind of who did the variant? It is an author. Who's the author? Who's the artist? And I try to get as many details as I can. And a lot of those details you can find online from mycomicshop.com, or I use Key Collector. I know there's others that are better. But these ones seem to work for me, and throughout my own network that I use talking to other folks that are collectors, right? They tell you details as well. But nonetheless, this all goes into a note file. It's the equivalent of writing on as what Skippin said, writing on the back of the board to include all the details about that book. I could do that, but right now they're all in a note file or a database, let's call it, and they all end up in once I've graded the book and I've looked at the publisher and I've seen these details, and I'm happy to expand on this in the next segment because there is a little piece that we'll jump into. But once I've done all that the database and the naming convention that I use, that just gets copied and pasted into the inventory system and on Whatnot, and then I fill in the details in the fields. And that gives the buyer, kind of a lot of history about the book. Of course, I also take pictures. That's very important. I don't use stock photos, never stock photos. Always take the time and have nice lighting and a background, take a picture of it and include that. And if the buyer wants more, of course, give them more pictures and update your file. But in a nutshell, that's basically it. I scrutinize my own stuff as much as I do from other collectors, because I don't remember when the hell I bought this stuff. And number one, and number two, I kind of do these audits periodically where I take a box and I just audit it, go through the whole darn thing, and refresh my memory, as it were. But that's basically in a nutshell what I do, guys. And it ends up on the internet, and then I use those listings in my shows. I think that's it for on the sort of roundabout.
Very nice. Very nice. And Mr. Punisher, what is your process for processing books?
Well, I can tell you that it has been evolving from when I first started. There's no story I've told it to 50. I only had 50 comics. I just happened to go across comics one day, saw a bunch of sexy girl covers and started buying. Next thing I know, I had a bunch of comics. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. So at first it got out of hand because then I was like, okay, I didn't even know what a short box was. I never owned one. And then I was like, okay, I got a short box. I got plenty of room. Next thing I know, there's 20 short boxes. And then it keeps growing. So, and when I used to get a book, I used to get, oh, good, I got this book. Awesome. I was like, okay. So I got it. It goes in my either a little section on the wall or it goes, didn't really pay that much attention to it. You can't do that. As I've evolved, now, unless it's like a book we printed or something that came directly from the printer, I don't really pull the book out and check all the spines and stuff like that. But I've been more into the golden age and vintage books and silver and even some like modern. Um, every book comes out of every book that I get, as soon as I get it, I pull it out, I open it up, just make sure it's connected, if it's attached, staples, just so I have an idea. And then I have a separate long box if it's something that's just not meeting to the standards. That's pretty much my process. I don't do this for a living. I do it, I guess, as a hobby, but also run it like a business when I need to, plus creating. And I'm like a mixed bag, so I'm all over the place. But when it comes down to the business part of it, I am to check the books because this, like the situation had happened to me. Great seller, everything. I got the book. It something was wrong with it. If I just put that on the wall because it looked good in the bag, I would have known about it. It would have been God knows when. Maybe I go to get a graded or something like that and find out, I would be devastated. So whether you're even just a buyer, you should process your books. You should literally look at, maybe start out with get two short boxes. And reason why I say two, because that one will fill up faster than you can believe. Go to Comic Pro Line. Go get yourself some of the best bags on the market at a superb price and change the bags and boards in your books. Seriously, you're going to be happy long term. Overall, everything, you're not going to spend a bunch of money and you're going to have some of the great bags. So if you decide to become a seller, your stuff already is in a nice bag and board. If you're also processing, it's good to know what you're selling. Listen, there are things maybe you ever see, but when I personally feel in my situation, if it's for my PC or if I get something in, I check it. But after that, if I'm showing it during the show, I'm going to show the entire book. So do I feel the need for me personally to process it, like do all that extra work? It doesn't, I don't need to. But there are plenty of people that do this for a living now that absolutely it makes 100% sense. So that's what I would suggest. Um, just know what you're getting. Make sure if you have a problem, you can get it fixed right away. And then keep your stuff organized as well. I mean, get yourself a few short boxes if you're just starting out. Number one, it'll keep your stuff organized instead of having it stacked on the table, like I said in the opening. Not only that, you can keep the books that you really want to have, your private books, your key box, or you want to separate it per Spider-Man, Batman, whatever you want to do. But the processing, if you decide to sell down the road or if you are selling new, that way, if somebody says, "Hey, do you have Spider-Man?" Yeah, I got Spider-Man. 10 minutes later, they're still looking for that Spider-Man. You can set yourself up for success by the process, not only checking it, but also setting yourself up with organization. I know Alien does a fantastic job with the program. I know Joey does that. We talk about this week after week with how much these guys do. And yes, it wasn't done in a second because it takes work to get it there. But once they got it there and they get new books in, I guarantee you the time goes very, very quick. So, and they don't have, and they know what they have. So, lots of great stuff here. There's a ton of great sellers on here that do amazing different things. And I tell you what, take all that knowledge in and do what's best for you.
Very nice. And since we've got a smaller panel, I'm going to go through and show mine. Mine's a little. I mean, it's probably a lot of what everyone here does, but I actually put it into a list. So first, I'm going to check the book. Obviously, I'm going to check for completeness. I'm going to count pages. Um, I'm going to look up the book and find out how many pages are in the book specifically. So I'm going to make sure they're all complete and that nothing's cut out or anything's crazy. Uh, I'll also denote problems in the book. If there's a crease here or whatever there, and sort of initially go over it for an overall grading sort of thing, but also denote the problems. Then I'll look for inserts while I'm going through things like Mark Jewelers, things like pizzazz, things like tattoos, things like cards, things like whatever. I also have a list of quick list of things like cards, pizzazz, Mark Jewelers, books that have Marvel value stamps. I have that readily available when I'm processing the books that come in. I take photos. I do front, I do back, complete. I do all four corners, front and back, and then I do sides and edges. Just because then I'll be able to put all this information into the system and I'll easily be doing it. Then I don't have to necessarily do it later. And as Punisher was saying, yeah, we do this. It takes time to get it in, but once it's in, it's done. Obviously, denote keys, denote everything on the back of the board, if possible. But it's also in when I do it, I put it into CLZ. So all that information is in the book, your keys, your whatever. I also look up the FMV price of the book, specifically in the condition that it's in, put it into CLZ. Then I will push that up to my place of truth for selling, which is my Shopify, which, by the way, it'll be up here coming real soon, fescomics.com. You push that up, and then I can push it out to Whatnot, eBay, and everything else with those. And now that I've done the pictures and I've done all that, it's already in there with the descriptions, with all the information that's in there. Then I'll put, if I have a show, I'll put the box in the order if I've pre-listed the items in the show, and if not, I'll put it in alphabetical order so I can quickly get stuff. If somebody says, "Hey, I do you have Spider-Man?" And again, as I said, this was all talked about. It's just this is my process from beginning to end. So
Let me tell you guys all something. All you listening, anybody that's going to watch this show, Flatter, you might hear me and Flat go back and forth a lot, but I can tell you, spending 2 conventions with Flat and talking to Flat closely to almost every single day, he has great knowledge, and I have learned a lot from him on all this stuff that I had no clue about. So, definitely, definitely listen to Flat Earth when it comes to this. Other things, we can talk about, but when it comes to comics and this kind of stuff, I have watched him personally in person, how he goes over stuff, and it's second to none.
Thank you.
I would like to add one thing that I forgot to add in what I was saying. Another thing that you should know your price margins and what you spent for the books. And
I had that in here too. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Great post. Yes, I missed that. It was in my list, but
Good, my list too.
So proceed.
You always know what you make.
No. Please go ahead.
It's
You brought it up. I missed it, so it's my fault.
Yeah. So anyway, know what you spent for the book, know what the book's worth, and then where you can, what level of deal you can, so you're not taking a loss, not realizing it, and and you're able to do the best business for yourself, and that includes, when you're looking at your margin, you need to look at the full amount of what you spent, not just the price of the book, but maybe the shipping costs. And then you need to have and we talked about this before, about knowing what your overhead expenses are. And then and have a breakdown of like, okay, well, this book cost me an extra with all my overhead expenses, maybe an extra dollar or whatever, right? So you can calculate all that in, and then from there, you know what your margins are, and that's the proper way to run businesses. So I just thank you. Just wanted
Yep.
to point that out.
Nope, that's it. And it was.
Can we listen to the Better Canadian now, please?
Yes.
Everybody said some great stuff, especially the new bags and boards, and know your numbers. I definitely want to back those two ideas for sure. Putting a new bag and board in really makes the colors pop on some vintage books, and it really it can really make it look good, right? Even a VG. So, and plus the customer really appreciates it, right? Because they can just pop that right in their PC or whatever what have you. On the numbers piece, definitely you got to know what you're buying and what you're putting in. It's not just the book, it's not just the tax, it's not just the shipping, and it's also your margin, it's also your bag, it's also your board, it's also the boxes you're buying, it's all of these things, and you can bring it down to a quantitative number. Depending on based on your volume and so on, right? So you got to know these things. I also want to say one last thing with respect to my situation. I've got everything in a folder here that I'll just, eventually give to my family to take over.
Yep, definitely.
Hey, Alien, can I say something real quick? Thank you for doing that for your daughter and your wife, and being that thorough. I think that I think most people don't understand when they leave such a gift behind, how overwhelming that gift can be for the person who receives it. And from someone who has dealt with it now for a bit, while I don't in any way regret this process, the process of if I would have had some of those notes and I would have had more of that wisdom, I probably could have done better for the family, and I probably would have not been as overwhelmed in the process of it. And I just want you to know you're doing the right thing. And
Skip it.
thank you. She may not she may not realize it, but thank you. Thank you for doing the right thing.
You know what? I think about it like this, like it's, it must have been overwhelming, like to just take all that on and to do what you do.
It still is.
It's amazing, actually. But this is part of it, is part in growing your network, and also, making the next generation cool and happy about comics, right?
Right. Exactly. And she'll be able to enjoy the process more and be thankful to be able to have her dad's words to be there to guide her and help her, and it's an eternal gift that you may not be realizing what a gift you're doing, but it's priceless. It's priceless.
But look at this, Skippin.
Thanks for saying that.
You're not a comic book seller. How many times have I heard that? Not only were you a comic book seller, not only have you made some amazing connections with people, now appearing in a comic book. So it's been a pretty amazing journey for you, even with everything going on.
I would not give it up for anything in the world. The friendships I've made, the opportunities that have been given to me, and the absolute pure joy that this whole process has brought to my life, despite it having been overwhelming and is overwhelming, and the sacrifices I've had to make, I wouldn't do it any other way.
And your mom found her favorite person in the world.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
Bob Dole? Bob Dole?
Bob Dole.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome that you're doing it, Alien. The one thing that why I was saying with the cost is I see it time and time again when you're like, you'll put an offer out and they'll sit and a seller will take forever to be like, well, I don't know, and
Right.
if you
Right.
don't know your numbers, you're going to be like that. It's going to be if you know your numbers well, you're going to be like, okay, well, the offer's fair. I will take this, or here's my counter offer quickly to try to get as much as you can because maybe you paid a little more. That knowledge and having that at your disposal quickly is invaluable.
It
Skipping is
is.
absolutely right. And knowing your numbers is it. So please, everyone, listen to what Skippin said, what Alien said, listen to what Soder said, listen to what Punisher said. It makes a difference.
It
Please.
does, and I want to say, as from a buyer point aspect, and I've seen this happen in other people's streams where they've done that, and they've been like more him and Han, and they're like this. It almost seems like the buyer starts to lose interest in unless they really, really want that book, and they really, really have been searching hard for it. I've seen people just leave the room. It's like when the seller finally comes back with a number, there's not even a response, and I assume the person left the room and just was like, "This, and done. On to the next."
Those signs of hesitation are basically tells. They're
They
like,
are.
you know what I
They
mean?
are.
Like, they don't
Yeah,
want to sell it.
yeah. It absolutely is a tell, and so to enhance your business, to enhance the opportunity at the sale, know your numbers and don't screw yourself in the process, right? So I think that's a valuable lesson I've learned in business throughout the years, and it's certainly one that would carry over to this category.
Yep. Awesome.
I think
Well,
people get in desperation mode. I think their mindset gets into either I paid too much, way too much for this book because I bought into the FOMO, or that they just get overwhelmed because they haven't seen many people in their room, and they see other people get a bunch of people in their room and they sell everything no matter what they put up.
Sure.
And they're like, well, why can't I do that? Well,
Sure.
you didn't put in the effort. You got your seller thing 10 minutes ago, and you think magic's just going to happen for you. Maybe you're one of those people that everything's always been given to you. And unfortunately, when it gets in the real world, that shit don't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. A good businessman knows his stuff, his inventory. He knows his product. He knows his numbers, and he knows the deal he can do, and where both people come out ahead and both walk away from the transaction happy.
well, yeah. Well, that's the little secret is as a seller, you know what it is, knowing all that, but it's got to be a little give and take, right? The best deal is usually when both sides are hurt a little bit, right? Where it and you walk away, as you said, skipping happy. It's if you
That's
can
like
do
a
that, you can
legitimate,
play that.
yeah, that's like a legitimate transaction that takes place between two volunteers, right? Like, there's no
Mhm.
gun to your head to buy the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then they make you an offer, and you just come back with it quickly. And I agree with this because if you don't know, and by the way, you're gonna lose on a couple. You just will. That's the way it is.
So I got a story to go along with this. So this
Yeah.
happened to me 2 weeks ago on trivia night. Some jackass wanted an Elvira book. I showed the book off 3 times, right? He did not want to budge off $40, and I was like, I can drop it to this, but I'm not going lower. He said he's going to think about it. He asked me again. He told me again, he'll take it for $40. He's happy with $40. I say, I'm glad you're happy with $40. I'm not selling it for $40. He comes back again. He goes, I'll take the book, $40. And I was like, no, but I'll run it here at 60. And somebody else in the chat asked, is this book for everybody? I was like, yes, this is an auction. Anybody can jump in on it. So The dude bought it. Fucking a week later, he didn't leave me a bad review, but he got a refund on the book after being shown the book inside, out, back, front, up, down, everything 3 times because condition was not as described. What the fuck? Dude, just that pisses me off.
Don't you wonder how that is even possible? Because I've had one person get their money back on books that I know were new old stock, and for a fact, and it wasn't as he got as not as described. And I mean, he only paid $1 for the book in the first place. He bought like 10 books and got his $10 back on all new old stock. And but I was like, how does Whatnot even assess that?
I don't know, and I can't fight it because he didn't put in a review. He just, and the only reason I knew about it is because my 100% rating,
right, mine too,
99.6,
right,
which pissed me off itself. And then I found out who it was and what book it was. I was irate. So even when you make deals with people, there's bad, just like we all know there's other shitty sellers out there. There's shitty buyers out there too.
Yes,
People are scammers. So when you find them, block them. If they have other names like Queen something something something, block their fucking fake accounts too. If anybody wants, and I hope that son of a bitch is watching this, and if anybody wants to know who it is, I won't say it publicly, but I will tell every motherfucker I know. That is ridiculous.
And he's not the only one.
Rick is sounding like Punisher Rider. Welcome, brother.
I am a good seller, and I take care of people. And when I'm wrong, I'm the first to own it. I make fun of myself in my shows when I make mistakes.
Exactly.
But don't do me wrong. I take that shit personally. I do so much for people. I bust my ass 7 days a week. And I want people to be happy. I want people to have deals. I want them to take advantage of me. But I don't want them to fucking abuse my generosity. I don't want them to, exactly.
Don't take our kindness for weakness.
For weakness, exactly. Because that's your first fucking mistake.
Yep, 100%. That is that. I have a line and I have a temper. So
and we all communicate. So know this. If you are a buyer and you do this kind of thing, we do communicate, and it doesn't take long before you have less and less people to buy from, and it's not uncommon for buyers, even if they don't communicate with sellers, even if they're not communicating with other sellers. But I mean, we all have our own network pretty much, and we do. Know this: you will be called out or called on to, and pretty soon there won't be no one left to buy from except new people, and they'll be blocking your ass too. They'll figure it out.
As soon as Soder tells me, I'm blasting your ass.
Oh, sorry, you first, buddy.
There's a list, and you will be on it.
One part that
I do have a list.
I know, I do too.
One part that a lot of sellers, we've heard all this great stuff. One part is we talk about this almost weekly. The entertainment part. You're also an entertainer. And it doesn't matter what your books are. If you're unsure of yourself and your show's not interesting and you're not entertaining, you're not engaged, you're going to lose out. And you're going to be one of those ones crying that this is too tough and that things aren't being done. And, people ain't buying for me. There's a reason why the other people are doing well. And there's other reason why people are selling their stuff.
Yeah, this is the power of the friendship network of our group and others like it.
You got to protect each other.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think as hard as we try to be the best sellers we are, and the most entertaining and the most reasonable and everything else in between, there's still some bad apples out there. And those folks you really can't help. But everybody else, and the 99% of it, is there's good folks out there. And they'll respond to you, your kindness and to your honesty. And I feel like you could see them, and it's a skill. I think you only get it through experience, unfortunately, because when I was first doing this, it was like, that was weird. But now you kind of have an eye for it, and I think you get it as you get older.
Well, this was like what you were saying, Alien. With the Friendship Network, this was a topic I was going to do this week. I'll probably do it for next week. Is, when you're in other people, or you do a show and people ask for certain things and you don't have it. If you're another seller, I don't care if you say, hey, I've got it. I want my people, I'd like my buyers to be able to say, hey, go here. He's got it. Or if you're in the room, right, you don't have to blow it out, go out, whatever, right? But, it's, hey, I usually know what people have, and that's part of the part of the topic we're going to be doing next about your research. But I think we're going to talk about that next week, so I'm going to leave that there. But yeah.
I am so proud of Soder Pop. He sounds more and more like Punisher Rider this show. Punisher Rider is oozing into the Soder Pop.
I have a temper, man. I've had it since I was a little boy.
I'm going to see that temper in less than 40 days, big boy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You guys meeting at a or something?
Yeah, we're all meeting up at Terrificon.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. So if you want to make it, you're more than welcome. I'm driving down. Me and Paolo are going, so you're more than welcome to come.
All right. You know what? I'll look at it. I'll look into it. Okay. It all depends on where my family's too.
Yeah,
that group photo is going to be fucking amazing.
Kazi's, oh yeah, Kazi's unfortunately not going. He's going to Dallas.
We can't put all the bald people in the back, otherwise you wouldn't see Santa.
Funny. Funny.
Not all of us are fucking height blessed.
5'10" is above average. That's all I got to say.
We're all flightless birds.
No, I say that's close to average.
5'8" is average.
Is it?
Yeah, 5'8" is
for
average.
what? Women?
In China?
For women?
5'8" is average for men. Seriously, that's what the average. That's what the average is.
I'm a little taller than you, right? Glad I can't remember now. It's been a minute.
Maybe in Canada.
And here I thought I was a giant.
No, for women, I think it's 5'4".
Oh, then hell, I am a giant.
is average. Anyways, that's why I was saying to somebody today. I'm like, when you
somebody
go to
needs to tell the pants makers
when they go to meet Daphne Keene to get an X23, I'm like, yeah, just watch, man. She's like 5 foot nothing. Like, she's tiny. But anyways, we're gonna move on.
Anna's looking at her in the eyes and go, finally, somebody the same height.
Yeah.
I can see you.
Topic number 2, the research. Know your industry. And I don't just mean know your books, know your whatever. I'm saying know your industry and know whatnot. As in, go into other rooms, find out what people are doing, find out who the good and the bad are. That's all part of it. So I want to know what you guys do. I hate leaving the Punisher. Well, you know what? I'm going to start with Punisher on this one because he loves his quote unquote research. Yes, it's going into that girl's room and watching what kind of
he's just trying to figure out which costume is the in costume.
All right.
Yes, the research. All I will tell you is I know when I show up in a room and I see the Soder Pop in that room, I know there's going to be a text coming.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, me and Soder Pop like the same stuff. And
Yep.
and it's funny because we see each other in a lot of the same rooms. My research, it has really been a lot different because of what I'm going after personally right now. I jumped into the golden age and underground and silver age kind of books recently, more recently, especially the golden and the underground. Um, it was basically a new category, and the thing about comics is you jump into categories that you may not know about. What you think you know in one section, you ain't gonna know much about that section because it's like a different ball game. Are there those 9/8s out there? Yeah, maybe somewhere, but not gonna find it mostly on that kind of stuff. So you got to know what you're looking for. I also, one thing that I can't stand, even though I understand it, I do, but I when you don't have that kind of knowledge of like everything, in which nobody does, but some of you guys have that have been doing like Alien and Flat that really are into this, Rick. Um, I'm trying so fast, and sometimes 30 seconds is not even fast enough, but you don't want to run auctions longer to try to look it up on Key Collector or CLZ or whatever, then trying to go on eBay and trying to bounce it back and trying to make the auction. And sometimes it could be so. I mean, the second you see that book, you're like trying to look up, like, okay, there's comps. This is what it ran for. This is how much it sold for. And on certain books, it's you got to be lightning fast to try to get a good kind of knowledge if you don't already know.
By the way, those shows, I click out. If you don't even know what the fucking price is, and we're not starting, I mean, you're making me wait 5 minutes, and then those are fuck that. I hate that at cons too. Sorry.
Yeah,
You're right.
absolutely,
I
no
am
problem.
becoming an asshole like you.
But I'm
dude.
talking about even people that know what they're starting it at to see if it's the right price for me to purchase it. Um, as far as research with other things, I run mine based on what I want to get for that book. I have an idea of what I did. I mean, we get so many books. I know Rick gets a bunch of books and stuff like that. I have an idea. I mean, is there time I might lose on some? Yeah, probably because early on, I probably overpaid for shit that I thought, oh my God, it's a 12-cent comic. And like, oh, guess what? I got my first 10-cent comic and probably overpaid for it tremendously because I was like, oh my God, I got my first one. And now it's more of trying to understand. And listen, this is a key word from Flat, and I can't believe I'm praising that son of a bitch this much in the show.
Are you feeling all
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to call off work tomorrow. Anyway,
Yep, you're sick. You're sick. Fucking
yeah, I must be sick as
check,
hell. But
check your head.
Santa taught me a very valuable lesson. Patience. Patience. There are very, very, very few books that you will never see again. Very few books that you may not be able to get at a later time. And I can tell you, there's plenty of books that I have never seen before. And I am as excited in a kid in a candy store sitting there or a kid opening up a Pokemon pack when I see some of these golden age that I'm looking for. Like, I never knew about these titles, and I see it and I see the artwork on the front, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And what's funny is you never seen this book before, but 2 weeks later, you'll see the same book. And it's like, wait a minute, nobody ever had that book. I'll tell you a perfect example: Cocaine Comics #3. I saw it when I know that Santa put Cocaine Comics. I'm like, oh, let me check that series out. I was like, oh, I want cover #3. That's the cover I want. And then I'm sitting there looking around, looking on eBay, and I was like, damn, I don't want to pay that much for it. Then all of a sudden, it showed up in one show. Last weekend, I seen another one show up. It's not in every show, but patience. The same thing happened with Dragon's Lair, the Graham Crackers edition. I was so hard going after this book because I got the Space Ace. I wanted the Graham Crackers, and I was bugging Santa weekly about this book. Weekly. And he had somebody that had it, but they weren't going to willing to sell it, or the price was way too high because they got it graded. I waited. I waited and waited. And guess what? I not only got it in a super high grade, I also got it for a third of the price. So, patience. That is the key thing. But getting back to the main topic, research is depending on what you're in. If it's newer book, a lot of people do the research. They want to get the next big thing, the Batman, the Nectar, the Dork, whatever. If that's your thing, go ahead. You might hit some, you might miss some. Um, when you get in older books, you definitely need to do a little bit more research. Know where you're. It's not just what the book is and the key factors of the book or the artist. It is also the grade, and the grade can make a world of difference. What's my price range for a 5.0 copy? What's my price range for a 6.5 to a 7.5? And that's where as ASM, I know Santa's trying to collect the ASMs, and we talk about this, and he has a range of where he wants to be in each series of that ASM run. So, and he knows how much he wants to pay and willing to pay in that side. So that's part of the research. And it's your money. You spend it whatever you want. Because I know one thing I'm always going to get a text for if Santa catches me overpaying for something. FMV's this, FMV's this. And you know what? He's right. And it's educated me. But then on the opposite hand, when you get into some of the golden age, some of the pre-codes, some of that stuff, it's not as available, and it may be down the road or you may not see it depending on how much you're into it and do it and searching. But it's okay to maybe pay a little bit if it's at the right moment, and at that moment that you could get it, you have the money and you want it right now because it's that desire. You got it, you're happy you got it. You might see it later, you might see it a little bit cheaper, you might see it a lot more, but sometimes good deals on Whatnot especially are extremely good, even sometimes on eBay. And sometimes you just got to grab it and just be happy with your purchase, and you got it and you move on. And I will not take any more time because I don't want to be the next Skipping Stones.
Understand when I do, and it's not just to Punisher. I do it to Rick, and I do it to other people too. When I do the FMV thing, it's because I want to see you guys get great deals. I do. I really want
Because
you
he
guys.
loves you.
I don't. It's not. It's not derogatory. It's not this. It's not that. It's the idea that I want to see you guys get great deals, and and the idea about patience. It matters.
And I
That's
want to give a shout out to a seller. I just want to give one shout out to a seller, and Rick knows this seller because we were in the same room. I'm going to give a shout out to a seller, Pikes Mark. I want to tell you something, dude.
Hell yes.
You hooked me up. Your book, when I got the books, not only were they amazing, they were higher. You meet above expectations. The shipping, I had it in less than 2 days. And I'm going to tell you something. I am thrilled to have these books in my collection.
yeah.
Me
Pikes.
too.
Pikes. Pikes has been around for quite some time. He's been a good seller for many years on Whatnot. So
Great
awesome.
dude.
Yep. All right. We got Punisher. I'm going to go to Alien.
And Rick
What
knows
do
what
you
I
do?
got. So
What do you got what do you do for research?
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, some great points made. Pre-code is definitely hard to find, guys, no matter what grade you're looking for. So I'll just give some general advice and then maybe some niche advice. But in my experience, for any Silver Age collector out there, it's not impossible to get like the first 10 issues, right? Even a #1 Spider-Man. You just got to know what you're going to be paying, right? Like even a 0.5 graded thing or a raw thing like that, you're looking in thousands, right? So just know your market, right? And know your expectations with respect to the books you're getting. But it's always a good idea for new collectors, if you're looking at something like that, you're looking in the Silver Age area, get the first 10. Get the first 10 of Hulk, or in this case, 6 plus whatever. Get Tales to Astonish, get the list of the books that you like, but understand those markets, because it's going to be very different from when you go to, say, Golden Age to Silver Age, from silver to copper or even bronze, with respect to those books, because each market, you're going to find the older they are, the harder to find they are. And that's just true. It's just a truth that we've all come to know. And patience is obviously the way of the Jedi, absolutely the way of the collector. you have to know. And some books, guys, I mean, I'm really into the hard to find stuff. Takes me years sometimes to find something listed that I'm looking for. And so you just have to have this built in. And when it's available, don't lose your mind, just be calm and pay what you think it's worth. Another good way to do things, guys, is cons and talking to the master seller or the master collector, whoever's running the shop. Ask them if they have niche collectors, a collection such as, I don't know, Mark Jewelers, let's say, keys, like a Hulk 181 jeweler. That's really hard to find, but you can find it. It's just, you got to know what you're going to be getting into with respect to money on that side. A pre-code for sure is impossible to find generally. So you're gonna be in the 2s and the 3 grades area, even less. I'm collecting Journey into Mystery. That's a Golden Age and a Silver Age collection. But even if you're looking for 83 or number 1, 83, you can find it. It just takes forever to show up, and it's going to be maybe a raw copy, or it's going to be nasty. But they do show up. Know your market there in terms of prices. I also recommend following on a few auctions and not participating. Just see what others are paying. When you do get into it, definitely make your mark. When you get it, you're going to feel great, and you are going to have days where you miss things, and you'll be pissed off at yourself for not bidding. But you will have to come back and say, "Hey, we'll get it next time." In terms of the research, guys, I like to find. I use the what's it called, the Overstreet Guide. You can buy this. It's printed every year. There's an edition every year. You can get it on Amazon or whatever. Get that. Add it to your collection because it has all kinds of information about every single book. We were talking earlier before the show. Somebody, I think it was Skippin, found a Thumper comic. You know what? There's a comic book for everything. It's literally, you can say that with pretty much high confidence because there is one. It eventually will be there, or you'll find it under some weird printing heading, not Marvel or DC. I don't want to take up too much time either. I've got so much to share. With respect to what I look for 35-cent print runs. Those are very hard to find from the 70s. It was only in 5 U.S. cities. So I'm already stacked against the deck in this sense. I know I'm getting into. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, guys. Anyway, I can go on. I've got so much to share.
It's okay. You can have my turn. Keep going.
Well, I was going to Skippin next, anyways. But,
I'm enjoying listening to you. So if there is anything else you do want to share, feel free to take part of my time because mine is basically going to be just basically what I was saying before, as far as one thing I would like to add to it is looking at the market trends. Like if you're investing in more books and stuff like that, and you're expecting to sell them right away, because there's an ebb and flow in every industry, in every business. And the one thing I do know from growing up with family that has the comic book store and spending part of my childhood in the store and into my adult years, on the outside looking in, is there were good years, there were bad years, and comics is one of those that sometimes it grows in popularity and other times it declines in popularity, and I think that's part of knowing the research too. And beyond that, you guys have got it all covered as far as that goes. But that's the one thing I wanted to add was knowing the ebbs and flows and kind of predicting some of that as well. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, dear. Thank you. It's about inflation, guys. It's about the value of money. I know this is not something you all think about a lot, but I do. Money is not static. And so you got to know when you bought it, if you bought it in a different currency. I do all this too. Like, honestly, if you really want to get into the nitty gritty and you want to actually make dollars and cents, this is on the know your number stuff. Know when you bought it, what you paid, what currency, what it was worth, the dollar was worth then, and what's it worth now, right? You have to build all that into the FMV, as well as there should be a premium for also how hard it is to find, in my opinion, right? Because if it's coming up like once every 5 years, yeah, you got to build that into your price, right? You got to understand that that's a harder to find item, right? And so I feel like, I think it's fair to add that into there. But with respect to inflation, guys, know the money, because the money is changing all the time. And $50 today doesn't buy what $50 did, say, even 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And can I add something to that? There's too many people still stuck on COVID prices when the government was handing money out to people.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's true.
do a little story that expands on what Skippin was saying, and I give this away freely, but this is a trick that I do every single year, and I think all sellers probably should use this, and that is, don't go after the crazy speculation, except for one time a year where I've yet to find where it didn't work out for me. I'm not saying do this. I'm saying it's always worked for me and it didn't cost me too much. And that is when Marvel does their panel at San Diego Comic-Con on room 80 or whatever it is. They usually will drop a big bomb. That's where they dropped when Robert Downey Jr. was going to be Doom. That's when they dropped, big stuff every single year. And what I do is the next morning, I go to flea markets and I grab the books that are going to inflate like crazy because of the information that was shared the night before. eBay will instantly balloon, but but there is definitely has not made it to the flea markets by that time. You can pick up stuff super cheap that are usually in the dollar bins and sell them for a bunch, and you've got about a week to 2 weeks as that bubble sits. So
He's right. And there is a time lag, because it's not like stock markets where things happen so quickly and then news shares really fast. With respect to comics, there is a lag, and you can take advantage of that. Shit, I wanted to say something else. I forgot. I'll chime in later.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Rick, take us on home with this topic.
There's so much. Pretty much a lot of the stuff has been covered. Just pay attention. Like everybody's saying, the market shifts. Look what somebody said, watch other streams. Do that, because what that's going to do is let you know what other people are paying for it, what the expectation is, because when people come into your room, they have an expectation. They've seen somebody buy that, more than likely. Like a lot of us, when we're watching bragging rights, a lot of people get those ideas by, I see that, I like that, I want that. They have that price point right now stuck in their head. So you got to understand what things are selling for, what's hot, the dorks, if that's going to be your thing, if that's what you're deciding to sell. Like Flat was saying, know what movie news is coming out, what anything that might be sparking with comic book news, any events happening, all that stuff plays a role in it. So you have to stay on top of all that. In regards to, I'm going to go back to building the show aspect, the research for that. That's kind of a pain in the ass. And you get people in your shows that'll call you out. Well, that's not a key. Well, that's not on, CLZ. Well, check Key Collector, because they don't always match up. The second appearance of Paladin showing up as a key collector. It's not on CLZ. There's a spot on your CLZ app, if that's what you're using, where you can update the keys. It takes things away, adds things in all the time. Key collector is pretty consistent.
This is important.
So, what's that?
This is very important.
Yeah. So understand what book is actually that you're dealing with. You might have a book in your hand if that you might be a key, a minor key that you don't know, but the person that's looking for it does, and you might be losing $3, you might be losing $10. Understand if you're treating this as a business, you need to become knowledgeable in the industry. You need the cheat codes, the AB up down left right left, whatever it is you need to do to keep yourself relevant, to keep yourself informed, and have alternative options to be able to get your information, not just where different places to get your books, but the information in regards to those books. It is things change daily. What's going to be hot today that you're going to be going to look for and hunting down and trying to find those collections or digging wherever you're digging to get those books might not be the same place 2 weeks from now. So buy smart. So if you do end up getting it and the fad has faded, you're not going to be out too much money or have the ability to be able to sit on it until things heat back up on it. Great example is Charlton Horror. That was going up. It boomed. Now it's down again. So people went out and bought and overpaid on stuff, expecting it to sell like hotcakes. Then it crashed again, and they're sitting on books that they probably overpaid for. If you can sit on them, sit on them. Be smart. All this stuff goes along with the research. Somebody was saying that, like I think it was Flat. You got that 1-2 week period to after San Diego Comic-Con. That bubble's gone after that. So make sure you're proactive, do your research, pay attention. It's not just about reading the apps. It's about watching YouTube, staying informed of what's going on, watching people on different, not just whatnot, but like I watch West Coast Avenger on YouTube when he sells. I watch Instagram stuff, see what they're selling for on there. You have to stay informed. Again, if you're just doing this as like a side hustle or something for fun, this probably is not going to be relevant to you. But if you're actually looking to make some serious money and stay, profitable and not, go below your margins, you're going to have to do all this stuff. Believe it or not, it is actually work.
So great points. Yes. Can I add to it a little? I would just add maybe that the information is lag, so it's not exactly gospel. And it's if you know more. Update your friends, update that site if you can, if it's a wiki. And I do see discrepancies out there, but the information doesn't necessarily reflect the flow, speed of the flow of the information. So yeah, you can, and that's how you can take advantage of those gaps when information popped. I did want to say about the information being popped on a Star Wars perspective, usually May 4th or the celebration, there's an announcement as well, and you can take advantage of that kind of thing. So know your industry too, in that sense.
Well, here's the thing that no one's brought up yet, and this was the research. We talked about know your bad buyers, right? But also know your whales.
Absolutely.
Know your whales, and your consistent buyers that are going to be out there that are in other rooms. So when they do come into your room, you've got something they want, and you've got it. And what they're going to pay. That's part of the research, is knowing the buyers that are out there that are let's face it, I bet you if you go and you do some of the numbers, I bet you probably 5% make up probably about 70% of the buying of the the larger key books on Whatnot. Uh, I might be wrong. I'm just going off of pure speculation
Speculation.
on this. Yeah, but it is what it is. I'm just saying, know those people as well. Maybe know it all comes down to knowing your buyers, knowing what they like, to say, hey, I've got this book, I think you'd be interested in it. you know that's part of your research too.
Yeah.
I actually want to add something that we didn't talk about when it comes to research is for new sellers setting up the time for your show. Watch Whatnot, see who all's on. I mean, if you're doing research and you want to be on it Friday at 7 p.m., and you're selling new, brand new comic shop books, I guarantee you there's 60. We talked about this with Mr. Joey. 60 other sellers selling the same exact books. And you need to do the research and check to see when people are on now. I can tell you there's all kinds of people popping on all the time. There's everything. You need to find a good spot for you that's going to work for you. If you're going to do this as a business and try to, maybe you need to adjust. If this is what you're doing, maybe adjust your times and sleep during the day and go on late at night. I see, and I can tell you, if you check the numbers for the comics, I have been up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Skippin's been there watching me. There's 1,500 people at 3 a.m. That's 1,500 people in the comics section compared to maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon. There's 600. So it's almost double the amount of people. So you might want to adjust yourself a little bit because those people are looking for something. And I think that's part of your research too, especially as a new seller. Yeah, you could pop on whatever, but if you don't have the books or if people go in your room and see nonsense or stuff I brought up earlier, you're going to have to be on a rough sled there. So I think that's part of the research too, is to find your spot if you're going to be doing this on Whatnot.
Yeah, 24 hours, follow the sun, guys. This is an internet thing, so it's not just your Eastern or Central, wherever you're to, all over the world. I've got buyers from all over the place, including as far as Singapore, from Toronto. I mean, that's quite far as the other side of the globe. So just know that it's 24 hours as well. Can I share something quickly, Flat Earth, just about the research piece?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on, guys. What am I doing here? Share screen, right? Share screen.
You are absolutely the most friendliest, best Canadian I've ever seen.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that a lot.
Well,
okay, here we go.
Well, it won't matter to me anymore after about a year. I'll be American. I don't care.
He's
All right,
already
guys,
got it figured out.
I focus on these price variants, right? So I can kind of show you my research on my website here. Basically, these are just tools. These don't necessarily mean apply to you particularly, but this is what I focus on. So I focus on these kind of books. So I've gathered all this information about price variants, Canadian variants, direct editions. You can see newsstands, 75 centers, and the approximate print run of these things, right? Compared to and where they're distributed. These are Canadian cities, you can see here quickly. And then these are American cities, the differences in price, the timeline. So I've shared all this information on my website, guys. And this is an excerpt from the Overstreet Guide I mentioned earlier. It's a book you buy. I don't think it's online. Flat Earth, maybe you can tell me. And this shows you how to
not.
Figure out the different 35 cents for print runs. And these are the ones that are the rarest ones. So this information is shared because someone else is going to want to look at this stuff. And so the way I figure it, there's another collector out there that's going to want to come across this stuff and is going to need to know. And so I put my information on here for you guys to kind of see, just so there's qualitative data out there, about these things. Like, so you can, when I go into a show and I notice that, say it was a newsstand run, a 60 center, I can mention, oh, there's a 75-cent version of that, or there's a 95-cent version of that, because I've done all this research, right? And it's here for you guys to bookmark, right? So if you have these books, a good idea. And also, Flat Earth Santa mentioned the marble value stamps, right? Okay, so also you want to have a list of all Mark Jewelers. Like, these are all my bookmarks, right? For different, I was out of date, I guess. But as you can see, marble value stamps, I've got a link for that. All this research should be on your desktop and where searchable. Do all this before there's different series A, B, and the C, and the Spotlight versions. They're all here. So build a collection, build a where am I going here? Build a collection of resources such as this to include in your arsenal, so that you have ways to actually know and speak confidently about certain things, and also to share with your buyers. And I mean, sometimes you may learn from your buyer too. Also, be humble to that, to the fact that they may know something you don't. But yeah, it's basically build a library of data. That's correct, Net. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add, guys.
Well, there's lots of stuff, even like CLZ and whatever. There are books in there that they don't have pictures for, they've never seen, or they've never encountered, like Mark Jeweler books. Like, how many people know that and CLZ doesn't have this. In fact, what do you call it? Doesn't have this information key collector either. About some of the late run Transformers that have Mark Jewelers in them. No one knows they are there. No one, like, I ran into something that was probably one of the rarest inserts out there. It's Marvel Monsters thing. It's only in like about 5 books. Wow. And not in everything. And it's absolutely weird, but that's what I do. Right. Unfortunately, me and Alien kind of go after the same stuff too.
We're kind of geeking out
like,
a bit.
Yeah, it's just like Rick and Punisher.
Yeah.
We kind of go after the same stuff, so it's funny. But yeah, know your research, because I will tell you, and it's not just any book. Like the other day, I ran across a Bruce Timm Gen 13 bootleg 18 with the Bruce Timm cover. It's $100 book. I've got it in a 9.8 already, but I picked it up for $2. It's in like probably 9.8 shape too. So like, if you know and you do your research and you know your some of the weird stuff is the most expensive stuff. Like, what do you call it? Nobody shows that Vortex 5 is the first, what do you call it? From Ethan Van Sciver, Cyberfrog. But that is the case, and that is the information that people know, and you can tell by the price. But again, do your research. Awesome stuff. Does anybody have anything else on the topic?
One last thing, quick.
Okay.
There's a lot of information. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of information in our heads, and all of your heads, and all the panelists' heads in the chat. Everybody's got amazing amounts, vast amounts of experience. And a lot of time we don't know this about each other. So just, start conversations. That's the point what we have with these networks, is that, I think maybe this will be for next week, I guess, Flat. But the idea is that tease that information out of your friend's mind, because you wouldn't believe what we know. It's crazy. In fact, sometimes it just surprise myself, or even I get surprised still at this age. Like, Flatter just dropped that Gen 13. That's wild, right? Like, I mean, if you're into it, at least, it should still excite you, I guess.
Skipping?
That's kind of where my mindset was too, was the knowledge in y'all's head. And I certainly have knowledge that maybe isn't necessarily book related, but as we get older, if we don't share that knowledge, with the less experienced and the younger generation that knowledge is lost, and that's what's happening, right? And I just want to say thank you guys for sharing your knowledge and not being gatekeepers of that knowledge, and know that it is a blessing. And a younger person who is discovering these books, it's a hobby or a category that it has a never-ending amount of information that you can never know it all, and it's one that you can constantly learn every day something new, and discover new things. And if you as a wiser person who's had that experience longer, Alien said 40 years, and I think you got like 30 something years, Santa. And I just want to say that's a gift. It's a very, very huge gift to share with people that have less, as well as amongst each other. That there's things that you may not know that Santa may know, and or Alien you may not know and Santa may know, and vice versa, right? So you're sharing that wisdom and developing all that into more.
I got a huge gift for you in book 4.
I can't wait. Anyway, that's all I was just. I was kind of in the same thing.
You pay for her reach arounds.
That's okay. He's not the only one.
I need me one of these reach arounds, I think.
They're in my bin. I've got some shirts I purchased to make shirts, and I was thinking that I'd get like some. I got to find somebody that does shirts and does the printing of it. I was thinking about getting reach around, Skip and Stone's reach around shirts done. I got my reach around for Skip and Stone.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice. Anything more from Soder or Punisher on the topic, or anything you might want to talk about before we go and tell everyone what we've got and where they can find us?
Yeah, if you're a new seller and you're watching this, reach out to us. If you're struggling and things aren't working, you got to look in the mirror first. If you're, and again, I understand people have time constraints. We all do. But if you're half-assing this, you're going to get half-ass results. That's what it boils down to. Everything we're saying on here is things we learned the hard way, things we learned with experience. Some of us for decades. On Whatnot, I haven't been, on here. It's my 3-year anniversary is coming up. But I was not very good in the beginning. I learned the hard way. You don't have to do that. If you are honestly wanting to be successful and don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can do really, really, really well. You just have to be adaptable. You have to be humble. You have to ask for help. And you have to be open and willing to make the adjustments as needed. Remember, you work for them. They're not going to come in if you're not entertaining, and entertainment can be a wide variety of different things. You don't have to get drunk. You don't have to swear a lot. You don't have to be sarcastic. You just have to be genuine and find a way to be you, dialed up to 10, whatever that may be. You will find people that like that, but you have to put in the work. If you hear us bitch about it every single week. People that just run bin shows and aren't there, or people that aren't prepared. They don't know the prices. They don't know what books they have. Or if you got thumbnails and you don't have those fucking books in the auction or in your show anyways, because you like the books, that's strike one. You're going to lose so many people. If you're showing off books that you have no intention to sell at any point, And I'm not talking like preview shows. That's something different. I'm just talking about, well, I don't want to sell it. I'm not sure if I want to sell it. Then don't show the damn book, because all you're going to do is piss the people that you work for off. There's a lot of little things that you got to learn, but it's not, honestly, this shit isn't rocket science. It's just hard work. That's it.
Let me add to that, because you're a fool when people like Soda Pop, Flat Earth, Alien, myself, and plenty of other people, even Skipping, go into your room and ask you about something. They're probably interested in purchasing it.
Yeah, they're
And if
not
you're
just
gonna,
trying to strike up conversation.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, for a lot of us, we're interested in that book, and you possibly lost the sale if you're a dumbass.
And if when we were talking about whales, yeah, some of us are whales.
She said us, some of us.
Well, I'm talking the panelists.
I know. I'm just.
Some of us are whales. Like, we buy big books too.
I know you do.
Well,
what kind of whale are you, though? I'm just playing.
I'm a sperm whale.
Sperm.
No.
Yeah, because that seller I mentioned earlier, I can tell you right now, I went in there, I saw the Soda Pops. They knew exactly what they wanted. He went and got everything for them, ran it. This is what the price is what it is. They got what they wanted. I did the same thing. He went out of his way to show me what I wanted, say, this is what else I have. And I got exactly what I wanted. And we were done. And, there was no issues. And these ain't dollar books. So
they're $2 books.
Yeah, I wish.
And if you're a buyer or a seller and you're in somebody else's, buyer or a seller, and you're in somebody else's show, and somebody gets a deal because they asked for something, don't complain about it because you didn't ask. That's exactly what happened in that show. Well, you didn't show these earlier, and the guy's like, well, you didn't ask. I mean, these people asked, they negotiated a deal. Now you want to complain. No,
don't take offense.
Yeah.
What does he say? Jay Celeste, he says something like, mouths we be fed or something. Just shoot your shot.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
You strike out 100% of the times, you don't swing.
Plus, go into any panelists in this room, and you will see great sellers in their rooms.
Oh, yeah.
You will have great sellers come in your rooms. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably more than 50% of my buyers are sellers.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that, right? Because like I said before, my whole goal is to get these books in the hands of people that will appreciate them. And if that means it goes through another seller, fantastic. They're going to get to where they need to be and with the person they need to be. And I'm honored, and I feel it's a privilege to support other sellers as well in that area.
I think I might add something about quality of markets. Like if you're looking for really high-end books, like we're talking higher grade, let's ASM ones, that kind of thing, there are markets for those, and you can involve yourself. One would be heritage auctions. You can get on some of those really big live auctions. They do simulcast online, and you can be a bidder, and you can phone it in. I don't think you can use carrier pigeon, but you can get your bids in and buy some of those big books, and they do come up for sale.
But a good point about that, Alien, is what do those people do? What do all those big auction houses do? They just don't sit there and just say, oh, okay, it'll just happen. Yeah. They do the work.
Yes, sir. Yep. And it shows, you can see it, right? And they have a professional auctioneer and stuff. And anyway, so there are markets that you can get into the high-end stuff. But most of the stuff that we all deal with are likely in sort of the mid-range to, not so huge prices. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, of course. Like, we're all in that camp. But I'd say the eBays of the world, you're going to get all kinds. But I'm noticing, and there are going to be bad apples, of course. We touch on that. But and on a whole, I think the Whatnot community is pretty good. I haven't had any real issues, to be perfectly honest. But generally, definitely less than eBay, because with eBay you get it whatever. Yeah, quality of markets. There's places you can go to really get into some of these big ones. Cons as well. Again, guys, know your stuff. It's a seller that's dealing with tens of thousands of dollars is going to know someone who's trying to put it past them. And even if it's a couple of dollars, if you're knowledgeable too, it doesn't just apply to high-end books. It applies to everybody. And that's the great thing about the internet too, is your reputation is definitely part of this. And you guys are saying putting what you put in, you definitely only get what you get put in, definitely. And it comes out better if you put more work in, I think too. Anyway, go on and on about this. So.
Here's one thing that we talk about the research that I'll probably end on, is the fact that we didn't talk about this, but this is going into other sellers' rooms. That if you are going to resell these books, especially if they're the bigger stuff, you're going in to pick up to try to get decent prices so you can resell on some of the bigger stuff, or even on the small. Do your research on the seller, on how they grade or they do the condition, knowing that they undergrade to get knowing that they undergrade, and you can get the books because they said it was a 6.0 when it's really an 8.0. You can get it at a better deal. You can get it at a better price to resell, that you're going to have a book that is going to be good. And I'm sure everyone on here can say, probably somebody that they know definitely undergrades. And, I don't want anyone, giving away honey holes or whatever, but that's something in the research too, that when you're a seller, if you're using Whatnot or eBay or whatever it is, knowing that is a market for resale too.
Yeah,
So on
Like
that
Rick
note,
says all the time, we all eat.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
All
family
right.
does, man. You take care of each other.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to go around the horn. We're going to start with Rick. Tell us what you've got coming up, what where people can find you.
All right, Saturday, The Last Cast, issues 1 and 2 is being released. There's a raid train. Make sure you reach out to myself, Flatter Santa, Punisher Rider, Critical Hits, Skipping Stones, Jay Sless. Who else is on the damn raid train? There are so many of us.
Surter, hole in one.
Yes,
Herder, hole in one.
There, make sure you jump in, get some of these books. They are super
They're so
limited
good.
print. So the variants, the metals and the leathers are 1 in 6. So I'm keeping some. That makes it even less available. So make sure you jump in. Everything's starting at Critical told me $12 for regular books. The those 1 in 6s are supposed to be 15. So get your steals now. I'm telling you, I foresee a movie in the future. I'm
It would
telling
be a
you,
good one.
hell yes, it is going to be amazing. They're going to have some jacked up, extra tall, bald, beautiful bastard going to play me. I might have to work out and wear some lifts because I want to play myself. Son of a bitch, I can do it. I'm entertaining. All right. So, and then Sunday is our normal Sunday $1 start big books. First appearance of Havoc. Shit, there's so much. There is First Vision. Honestly, there's so many I can't even picture what the thumbnail is. Everything starting for $1. Tuesday night trivia is back. Totally screwed up questions, and Mr. Soda Pop's going to get shit faced. We had 6 Jameson Gingers, also known as apple juices. Let's see if we can break that record in 2 hours. Yeah, Rick passes out right after the show's over, so it's fucking amazing.
Just don't pass out while the show's still going.
Yeah, we'll hit that point someday. That'll take over.
We've seen Skippin do that before.
Yes, we have. No, it's a good time.
I wasn't alcohol induced though, just to be clear.
We we make fun. I call you names. People make fun of me. That's we treat you like your family. We treat you like your friends. That's what we do. We make fun of each other. We laugh. We joke. That's what my show is. It's not for everybody. If you can't stand a good fuck or two, then it might not be for you. But if you have a good sense of humor, you can take a joke and you can talk a little bit of shit, and you like getting comics at really ridiculous cheap prices, it might be something you might want to check out. Yeah, you can also find me on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans. Yeah, maybe Pornhub one of these days. We'll find out. Rick's feeling adventurous. All right.
If you can buy a skip and stone reach around, you can take a fuck from Soda Pop Comics.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Alien, tell us what you've got, where people can find you.
All right, guys. Mind the bug zapper. So yeah, next week my family is taking a tour away. They're going to visit some friend up north. So basically, I'll be here by myself. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a show every day next week. So look for us next week. I'll be probably doing it around noon Eastern. I'm not exactly sure of the time yet, but we will be on every day next week, following preceding Canada Day and following Canada Day, and finishing off on Friday. We'll be around on Saturday to celebrate USA USA Independence Day with our American friends. So yeah, you can find me on Whatnot, Alien Warrior 75. You can find me online at www.aliencomics.ca. We're also on X. You can reach me there if you want to hear my political banter. All right, guys. Thanks for having me again this week, dude. 41. This is really something, man.
Skippin', where can people find you? What have you got coming up?
Oh, nothing. Just kidding. So Friday, 4:00 Pacific, doing some more books. I'm been moving around the boxes that I have, and I'm going to see what's in the boxes below, the other boxes that we've gone through, and hopefully we can find some good stuff Friday that's still left. And Saturday, of course, Raid Train Day. Definitely search the last cast and be on that rain train. If you need to reach out to any of us to get the schedule, we all got it. So we certainly don't mind sharing it with you. But you should be able to just search the last cast or critical hits and come on board, get on board. And like they said, the books are very limited, and the storyline is so good. I read part of it the other night. I was so engulfed. I was up till like 5 o'clock in the morning reading and rereading, and it's so well done. Chris, Punisher, all Soder, I mean, all you guys that have put in on the ideas on the book and the storyline and how it's progressed, and it's just so well done. I'm highly impressed, and I'm not one to get really into books or to stories, movies and all that stuff. And I am sucked in. Like, I'm ready to finish book 2 and Chris, get book 3 delivered to me, because I don't know that I'll be able to just patiently wait like I did on the first 2. So you definitely want to get your copies, right? Even if you only get one of each, and just do it. Sunday, I'm going to be doing some more boxes, going through some more of the boxes, but I think I'm going to run half my show as just fill boxes and run some of those as well. I would like to do probably about 10 boxes of books. And so with the bundle boxes, and I'll start them at a decent price, and get you guys some good deals and maybe some filler inventory, and maybe some keys in that filler inventory as well. I don't know. I'm just going to grab a box and just start filling it up and see what you guys want, what you guys don't want, and try and get this inventory gone, because I really got to get into the whole card game and get moving on to the next phase in my life and everything. And I hope you keep me around, Santa. I really do, even with the card game, and expand that. If not, that's okay. It's definitely been a great ride. And I want to shout out, though. I got a message today from one of the guys. He's a seller on here. His name's Chris as well. And he sent me a picture, and he simply said, I got this back today. And he got a 9.8 on one of my books that he picked up at an extremely good deal. And then I got one earlier in the week, and he also got a 9.8, and he was thanking me for the opportunity that he may not have otherwise been able to afford the book. And anybody else that does that, please do share with me. I can't tell you how it makes my day. I understand very well that I could have, gotten books graded and certainly gotten more money out of the books. But as I've said many, 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 many times, that I'm doing this for you guys, for the collectors to get the opportunities to get books. And it just fills my heart with so much joy when somebody gets something that they've been wanting, or even get something that they can get used as a stepping stone to get what they really, really want. I just want to say thank you, Chris, for sharing that with me, and the others that have shared it with me as well. Now let's talk some more about that last cast.
Yep. Mr. Punisher, you're up.
To the main stage, please.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, guys, I am going to show you every single cover that will be available this Saturday from the Last Cash Ray Train. First of all, we have P. Ryder's solo cover, number in book 2. There's P. Ryder.
No one wants that one.
We also have an awesome Last Cast Flat Earth Santa with the puppet.
Wait.
Flat Earth Santa. We have the Critical Hits cover, an homage, an awesome, awesome cover done by Critical Hits. Also, awesome background with the Skipping Stones right there. We also have the Get High cover with Hole in One and Sir Jesus, 2 amazing sellers also on the app. We also have a solo Hole in One cover. As you can see, something's missing from Mr. Hole in One. You'll have to read the story to find out. Yours truly, Skipping Stones. In the comic book, there is your Skipping Stones solo cover.
Notice the flag.
Yes. You also have Mr. Fordgasm, another amazing seller, a good friend of ours that has been from the start of the book. There's Mr. Fordgasm. Surtur Collectibles and Miss Surtur, as you can see, the last cast, the Surtur variant, as Surtur painting Miss Surtur on the boat. Very, very cool. Now we're going to get into team covers. An homage cover of Sir Jesus, Critical Hits, and Punisher Rider sitting in a little tiny boat with the badass skull cover. Then one of my favorite covers that I helped design was the underwater variant with the skeleton taking over the last cast boat and us struggling to get up to the top of the water. I love this cover. I think it's just awesome, awesome. One of Critical's and some other, I forget who the other person was. This is the Gilligan's Island cover that features Skip and Stone's Critical, Ford, Punisher Rider, Hole in One, Sir Jesus in a little bikini. Uh, Skip and Stone, Miss Surtur and Surtur all on the cover of the Gilligan's Island cover. Then we also have an amazing another skull cover with all the original 6 members from the last cast. Actually, it was 5 members. We found Sir Jesus. I'll just give you that little hint. Inside the skull. One other cover I helped design. I just was going nuts with the skull covers. We like to do a Terror from the Deep. Badass skeleton coming blowing out of the water. You see us all in the last cast. So pretty cool variant cover we can get. This will be the Last Cast 2 book. This will feature all the first appearances of Skip and Stones, Purple Yoda, Miss Surtur, all first appearances in this book. This will have all the rest of us in this book. And the very first appearance in Book A with Surtur, Ford, Hole in One, myself, and Critical Hits in the last cast right there. Those are all the covers that will be available. It is very, very limited. We only have a few copies each of us, so if you get your opportunity, make sure you grab one. As people have read it, and me and Soder and Santa have worked on. They came in roughly around book 3, and they've also been parts of other things with it. It's been so great working with Santa and Soder. They're really seeing the behind the scenes when it comes to creating and doing books, and they can tell you that it is a lot of work. It doesn't just happen overnight, and there's things you see that you just didn't know until you're like zooming into every single thing and trying to fix things and get things corrected. But the story has been fun. Brainstorming with friends and brainstorming together and coming up with funny and cool. We want to make you laugh. We want to thrill you. We want to, make fun of ourselves, and this is a great way to build this community. And we've added some great people in, and I'm excited. The entire NWO is now involved with the last cast, and it is just awesome. I am Punisher Rider. You'll find me on Punisher Rider 1. I just had my show a week ago, so I'll probably be on sometime in July before we go to Terrificon. We will be at Terrificon. You will get to see a bunch of us there. You can come probably see us at the Punisher Rider and Surtur booths. Thank you guys so much. Again, you guys on the panel, I consider you my friend, and I appreciate talking to you every week. I look forward to this. So thank you guys so much.
Yay. That is
Nice.
so good. It's so
That's
good, you
amazing.
guys.
Congratulations, y'all. That's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is. It's been an absolute blast. For me, you can get me on Instagram. Obviously, you got Whatnot, Why Not. But I did get Soder, right? On this? So no.
Yep, I started.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we obviously Whatnot, Why Not on Wednesdays, Bragging Right on Mondays. Skipping Stones is gonna make her attack it, try to get the crown on this coming Monday. She's bringing the heat.
A secret.
She's bringing the heat. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Make sure you bring your family to vote.
bring seriously.
But they don't know which books I got. I'm not cheating like that. I wouldn't do that. No.
It is so much fun. Come out and compete. Seriously, bring your books. I think everyone on here has been on bragging rights. It's a blast.
It's so fun.
We have so much fun. It's a blast. Also next Sunday or this coming Sunday is guess the grade comes back.
What time?
I haven't I haven't got books. Yeah, it's gonna get into you. It's 8 o'clock.
No,
Oh, sorry,
no,
not 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna still steal Zillow a bit for that.
no, no. I want to watch.
Okay, I can push it to 9.
Okay, and then I'll end early.
Oh, but I don't want to. I don't want
No, no,
to get.
no, no. It's okay. It's Sunday night. We need to get to bed early. I
So
want to
we've
be there. I'm just saying. I
so
like it. I like that show a lot.
yeah, thank you. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, the raid train. I'm at 5:30. Critical Hits is starting it off, and he's raiding into me. Then I raid into Jay Sless, and so on and so on. It is going to be a blast. Come hang out. Seriously, not all of us have. We all have at least one copy of every single book, but
No,
trust me,
we don't.
we don't have everything. So, um,
We individually, there's some books that I don't have for sale that you guys will have for sale, and vice versa. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to stop into one show" and think you're going to see it all.
yeah, you're going.
Except maybe
They are
Chris.
they are limited. They really are limited. Anyways, it's really cool. We're gonna have a blast. Please, thank you. Everybody else, enjoy. Thank you for coming out, panelists. You guys are awesome. I love doing this with you guys every single week. And yes, I may bust on Punisher, and I may bust on Rick, and I may bust. In fact, I bust on y'all because that's
It's
just
terms of that.
that's family, man. That is family.
He
That's what
tries
it
to get
is.
his shots in before Terrificon when he's standing around giants.
Oh, I'll do. In fact, ask Surtur and ask everyone that's seen it. I do it live too. I do it to your face.
The puppet's getting a haircut at Terrificon.
The puppet is the best part of it all. Anyways, yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, chat, for coming out. We wouldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without you. I don't just say that. I actually do mean it. You guys showing up makes this even more fun. Interacting with us, seriously, do interact with people more so in their shows. If you can interact with people, it makes it go, especially for people that are solo, like Punisher, like
me.
Alien, like Skip It. Like, if you can interact, it makes the time just fly by, and it makes things a lot more enjoyable, and you will get more from the seller by doing so. It's going to get more entertaining. They will open up when there is more interaction. So please help out sellers that are by themselves or whatever. Talk to them. Seriously, just interact. Buy a book. A $2 book can help start a snowball rolling downhill. So please do it. Awesome.
And before
Thank
you
you,
know it, you'll
everybody.
have a snowman.
But you just may not have snowballs.
That's true.
All right, everybody. Thank you again. I'll be backstage. I'm gonna play us out. Enjoy. We will see everybody next week. Everyone say bye.
Take it
Bye,
easy,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah, y'all.
Have a good night.